Judges as babysitters for adults? Lessons from a real case about domestic violence and the lack of child protection. In 2012, I followed a case at the family court of Ramat Gan, AL against DL. In this case, a couple used their two young daughters both as a shield and a weapon in a dispute over their apartment, and over who hit whom. After months of audio recordings, mutual restraining orders, and constant back and forth, Judge Dr. Yoram Sheikh saw the obvious. Neither parent was prioritizing the children's well-being. His decision was both educational and bitter. The couple would be required to share the home, alternating weeks and rooms, under the supervision of social workers, as if they were teenagers needing adult supervision. What does this story teach us? 1. When a marital fight becomes a spectacle, the judge becomes the babysitter. Family court exists to protect legal rights, especially those of children. When parents fail to behave like adults, the state must intervene. But such intervention often comes with deep emotional costs and rarely produces true winners. 2. Children exposed to domestic violence pay a high price, both now and in the future. A 2023 systematic review of 18 studies found that children who witnessed domestic violence face significantly increased risks of depression, PTSD, aggression, and even lower academic performance and IQ. 3. Infidelity does not justify violence, but it fuels the cycle of revenge. The judge referenced the Azuelos precedent from the Supreme Court. Even when someone feels deeply hurt by betrayal, boiling blood is no excuse for physical aggression. The same principle applies to all couples. Jealousy, betrayal, and financial issues cannot be reasons to put children in harm's way. 4. A restraining order doesn't always protect. Sometimes it only moves the conflict elsewhere. The initial restraining order in this case was essential to manage immediate risk. However, without therapy and proper mediation, the conflict returned, stronger than before. Judicial action must be paired with emotional and family support, or it becomes just a cycle of exchanged accusations and house keys. Practical recommendations. Seek professional help before the situation becomes a legal battle. Mediation, parenting support, and couples counseling are far less costly emotionally and financially than years of litigation. If you must record, protect your children from being exposed. Recordings might serve as evidence, but they can't replace real communication, and exposing children to hostile recordings creates trauma that no legal decision can undo. Always use the child's best interest as your compass. A judge's role is not to teach adults how to behave. It's to protect those who can't protect themselves. The 2012 case ended without a final restraining order for either parent. But the two little girls were left to watch their parents rotate weeks in the same home, each one locked in a room. Decades of experience show, when adults give up their responsibilities, the court steps in, often in the strict disciplinary way of a boarding school. Before handing your conflict to the state, ask yourself, is it really worth turning the judge into the babysitter of your own actions?